Greetings, y'all. This is Deb with Nomad, Your Own Nomad. Wanted to bring you up to speed with what is happening with this Nomad. My partner and I are going to be taking a tandem trip together. I'm still in my 2016 Kia Sorento, and there is now a 2006 Toyota Sienna minivan in the mix. And we just came back from a practice trip to try out all the new doodads and gizmos that were installed in the Sienna, and I'll take you through a tour of those. One of them being that thing over there, a Starlink. And what's magic about that, above and beyond that you can take it with you and get internet wherever you are, is that it runs on DC instead of AC in the vehicle, which is pretty cool. We will be touring the Great Midwest for many weeks this spring and summer. I'm so excited! This trial run was great practice. So I can show you what we've come up with so far to make our tandem nomad lifestyle work the best for us. I've been traveling without refrigeration since I first hit the road. And having a refrigerator at all is really a treat. But it wasn't convenient where it was stowed way back, sort of in the trunk. So we got the idea of taking out the passenger seat and building a platform for the fridge up there. Now there is a handmade, hand-welded, very stable, very secure platform where the refrigerator sits and is safely tucked in while driving. I had nothing to do with the electronics in this system other than handing over tools and supplies when requested. But I did create this scuba suit of insulation for the fridge, made out of pink insulation board and the kind of neoprene stuff you'd put on shelves when you first move into a place. Under the fridge, there's space for containers to hold our various devices and utensils and dry goods for on the road. I now have a much better understanding of what actually makes up the guts of an automobile. While I've watched the creation and fine-tuning of solar, ventilation, lighting, USB charging, plus support for the antenna and the router for the Starlink service. Last but not least, the rodent lights under the hood and in the engine compartment. Holes were drilled into the sleeping platform, and we also purchased an item from Mattress Insider, an anti-condensation layer to help with mitigating mold. Next is 3 inches of latex foam, 3 inches of memory foam. It's very comfortable. Desert Winds took advantage of a missing screw in one of the rear windows and completely blew it out. Cardboard and Gorilla Tape were a temporary fix, and then we went shopping at a local junkyard to replace the window. First comes undoing the walls and then figuring out a way to get that window out. A lot of elbow grease, and $40 later, the window is replaced. Fast forward from prepping in Arizona to our practice trip in Orange County, California. Dealing with the traffic and the unexpected amount of rain was made a little easier to abide with this lovely mooch docking site that a friend was generous enough to offer. During our stay, we provided some improvements to this Buddha's abode in the backyard with some structure for the vines growing in back of it and just a touch of glamour. Oh, it's perfect. There were a couple places that we ate several times while we were there, one being The Hat and Taco Mesa, who make their own blue plus yellow corn equals green tortillas. A friend very generously offered to show us how to make some great Indian food. It was amazing. Lots of erosion evident here at Gladiator Beach, but it was still a restful, lovely place to spend a few hours. A little mud never hurt anything, right? And we had a great opportunity to visit a family member at their place of employment, a fire station. Practice runs aren't just for newbies. Camping in your driveway, in a local campground, or taking a long trip like we did. Give yourselves the luxury of getting acquainted or reacquainted with how things work. We have a lot of systems that we're breaking in for the first time, but there's plenty of things to remember, like where stuff is in your rig, using the 333 guideline. It might seem like wasted time, but you'll really appreciate getting the refresher. When we get back out on the road again in a few weeks, it's going to make a huge difference that we did this practice run. And in true Nomad fashion, we've already made lots of tweaks to the setup because of this practice run. It's the only way to learn what's working and what's not, and be able to make changes while it's easier. In my next video, I'll be covering adapting recipes to using the Instapot in the van. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.